Let's begin with how visual management evolved. Now, what do we understand by operations management? It's basically how your day-to-day processes are managed in an organization. An important part of operations management is lean operations. Now, what do we understand by lean operations? It's basically got to do with how you're identifying and reducing the waste that your processes are producing and how you're delivering that value to the customer. Now, lean operations and its associated ideas have become very mainstream and it's included in almost all organizations nowadays. Another aspect of lean operations is continuous improvement. What that means is basically how everybody in the organization is given the task to suggest and implement ideas that will help reduce the waste that the processes produce as well as deliver the value to these processes. Also, there's a visual component to these lean operations which we call visual management. Now, visual management basically provides an environment that will help the members of the organization to meet their needs for this continuous improvement. Visual management basically socializes the work and the data related to that work and kind of gives a collective knowledge to all the members of the organization. Like initially what happens is that everybody basically the elements of the processes that they're associated with which affects their work is what they concentrate on, but with visual management, everybody has the knowledge of what every individual in the organization is doing. So what is the purpose of visual management? It's basically to make the work visible, to improve processes, to talk about the shortcomings in your processes and help in a better workflow so that the current situations, if there is any problems in the organization, that can be improved upon. It also helps in increasing or making communication between the team members better and helps in problem solving as a whole. So we take an example of Asa Abloy, which incorporated visual management into their system. So it's basically a log manufacturing multinational firm where each shop floor is organized into multiple cells which produces a family of products. Now the operation director of the firm wanted to use visual management as a tool to improve the processes in the organization. So what he basically did was use communication boards which displayed graphically all the different elements of the process, and he used colors, very few colors to highlight the key features. The board showed how, what kind of team members were there, what kind of work they had to do, and basically it kind of helped everybody understand where they are at every point of time in their operations. So earlier what they used to do was the data was normally written by hand. So, but as in how the technology advanced and a lot of new softwares and tools were developed, they started using computer-generated data. So one example of that software is dashboard design. So dashboard design is very closely related to communication boards, but what the difference lies is in that it uses a medium of electronic presentation instead of writing data by hand, making charts, putting data points on the communication board. So with further technological advancement, we see the introduction of, and of course with the internet revolution, we see the introduction of visual management technology. Take the example of virtual whiteboard. Virtual whiteboard works, it's a visual management tool which works through a combination of information technology and this visual management technology. So what it does is basically it helps a firm to monitor the information across companies, across geographical locations, be it health and safety checklist or the production schedules, etc. And helps you to understand what is going on in the organization on a real-time basis. So if there is any sort of failure, it kind of returns that result to you then and there, and then you can improve upon that process. So this is a short video which will show you how this actually works using graphical tools and colors, etc. Leave out the video for now. So, in essence, what we're trying to say is that visual management and visual management tools basically symbolize progress. Progress in terms of the work processes, progress for the organization, and progress for in technology. So, we'll move on to the managerial context now.
Thank you. Take the presentation forward before we go to the management context. We'll first analyze why today's managers are going visual. So we will just compare why we would text and visual, how text or visual is more impactful. Text is more of, it's a monologue, it fails to communicate the message to the audience who is reading the text, is not able to get the 100% message. But visual is more of like a storytelling. So it actually, visual affects your cognitive and emotional aspects of humans. So that helps to communicate the story of whatever information you want to tell to the audience. So, see, as it says, visuals are like worth of 1,000 words. So, this comes with everything that visuals are more impactful in communicating your messages. So, these are the present day management context where visuals are used instead of text. So, this is the airlines industry where whenever you go you can see this where to communicate the safety measures in an aeroplane. So this visual is used so that all the people in the aeroplane flying, they'll be able to understand what are the safety measures that should be taken inside the aeroplane. So people who is not able to understand the language or read the text, will be able to understand just looking at the visual. And this is manufacturing unit where there are a lot of incoming and outgoing goods coming in. So this helps us to identify which, instead of writing it or instead of leaving it unnamed, this helps us to identify which product or which from where it is coming and the other information related to the product. And this visual is of a stadium. So where the stadium administrator, if during any matches or anything, this is used to communicate to the audience that where is the seat arrangement stand. So that helps us to ensure that all the audience is according to their seat arrangement. And this public place where to ensure that the public places are maintained in a cleanliness manner. So this visual helps us to keep the place clean. And this other examples. This example could be a bank where you go to a bank to avail some service, and this shows that which is the correct service, which order is doing what service, and when is your term coming up. So this enables to ensure that there's no confusion between the customers and all are serviced in the right manner. And this direction shows people who are going to a new place or any unknown place. So this helps us people to know the path, which way to go, which way to come in, which way to go out. And there is a manufacturing, the engineering workshop where you assemble all the tools in a single place that enables the people working in the workshop to locate the tools basically. So if this space is not there, the tools would have been left wherever it is used up, and the next person who wants to use the tool will not be able to find the tool at the right time. So using such a place will enable any engineer to find the tools very easily. And these are some of the symbols that are used in public where this enables people to understand what's the context on that.
So the way we decided to structure managerial context part was into two. So Shiva just covered the general aspects of how visual management is affecting the current managerial scenario. Now we'll move on to a specific case in that. But before that, I would like to ask all of you a question. Do you think we are living in revolutionary times? Does anyone think we are living in revolutionary times?
Yes, I do.
No.
Revolutionary in terms of what?
Just a random question. In terms of anything. And I'm not talking about specific crises like maybe the Russia-Ukraine conflict or maybe the conflicts which keep happening in the Middle East, but just a general question. I certainly believe we do. I mean, if you had asked people in the 18th century if they were living in revolutionary times, most probably the answer would have been no. But now, all across history textbooks, we hear and read about the Industrial Revolution and how it forever changed humanity. So I believe that the current revolution we are living in is the communication revolution. This is the age of internet. This is the age of technology. So coming back to the managerial context part, we want to see how basically visual management. The reason we are having this debate on visual management, this discussion on visual management right now, is primarily due to the advent of the internet. Technologies like lean manufacturing, Kairetsu and all were in existence in Japan since the mid-20th century. But it is the internet, it is technology which has enabled it to have such wide acceptance and to be incorporated so minutely into corporate and managerial life. So we examine how visual media has impacted specifically the field of marketing through analyzing viral marketing or viral campaigns as we know them. So what is viral marketing? The word viral marketing is derived from your original virus, which usually propagates through a medium. It might be waterborne, it might be airborne, but viral marketing is visual media born. You are a member of all these social networks. A company launches an ad, and if it reaches you, you are basically infected. You are then supposed to share the ad on your Twitter feed, on your Facebook news feed, on your Pinterest board, and through that it reaches many more people. So the way visual marketing works is there are three basic components in this. There is the messenger, there is the environment, and there is the message. The message is actually the least important part. The messenger is the most important. And there is this concept in social networking right now called the social networking potential of a person. There are many websites which actually calculate your S&P score and tell you how impactful you are on your Facebook or Twitter feeds. So you are the messenger here. The environment is the current context. I mean, so for example, when the Dark Knight Rises was released, the context was the American blockbuster movie season. So usually in the May to July period, we see tons of American superhero movies. That and various other things can form the environment. And the message is of course what the campaign actually is all about. So these are some famous viral marketing campaigns. The first one, I mean, I'm sure it's impossible to guess what service this is promoting. This is actually a shaving ad. This was for the Dark Knight Rises, where they tried to release snippets of news and users had to connect it together to basically predict a release date for the Dark Knight Rises and get an idea of the basic storyline. This is an ad for a used Aston Martin. This is so explicit, I won't go more into detail. And this is an ad, again, it will be very difficult to make out what this is an ad for. This is actually an ad for Jaguar when they launched the new XF 2.2 diesel. Magic body control was a term used by, I think, Audi or was it BMW? I think it was Audi. Magic body control is a term used by Audi where they denote their Volvo. Sorry. So, moving on, there is a dichotomy in viral marketing. As you saw, I mean, if we are not aware of a particular product, it is actually very difficult to make sense of the content. For example, when the Dark Knight Rises was released, the internet was flooded with these tiny websites which would give you one piece of the puzzle of the storyline of the movie or the release dates of the movie. So basically, you have to be a huge Batman connoisseur to basically combine all the pieces together and get a clear picture out of it. And the form is highly minimalistic and vague. It is basically just designed to arouse the viewer's curiosity. But then again, we have a problem. If I am, for example, really interested in movies, but I haven't followed the Batman poster very closely, I wouldn't know at all what all of that viral marketing is implying. So to evaluate that, we come up with a framework called the BURST framework. So these are basically 5 points through which you can evaluate any viral marketing campaign, assign it a score, and basically use this framework to improve on the marketing campaign further. So in this, B represents brand. So, for example, cases like this ideally should not happen. For this, as you just said, this would require a very specific kind of knowledge. You have to know what Audi calls their proprietary system, what BMW calls their system, and this basically is implying that we are Jaguar, we have Catholic reflexes, we don't need massive body control. So, this is how you score people on brand. On the user engagement is also very important. So, you can either just be fed content or you can be made to do something. So a lot of movies, and I think when Gears of War was released, Gears of War is a hugely popular Xbox 360 video game. When Gears of War was released, it had an entire mini game hidden somewhere where people could play and then maybe get vouchers for an early to buy an early release version of the game. So engagement with the user is the second component of the framework. Make it relevant. Relevance basically here implies the product being advertised. So I mean, it would be useless to advertise clothes or detergents or basic household stuff through viral marketing. Viral marketing is more for your big, large-scale niche products. Create a sales opportunity. Creating a sales opportunity is also extremely important. Otherwise, what happens in today's scenario is that people just consume the video as entertainment. For example, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge which is going on. Very few people fail to realize that the more the number of people pour ice water on their heads, that means they're not actually contributing. So the challenge is you are either supposed to contribute within 24 hours or pour ice water on your head. And very few people even Google what ALS is all about. It's just fun watching celebrities pouring ice water on themselves. Creating a sales opportunity is very important. When you engage the user, you could either give them vouchers, you could either give them some more specific information. You just have to create a sales opportunity somehow and use the right technology. This is a hygiene factor. You need to have the right technology to support your campaign. There have been many instances of websites crashing. So the first use of viral marketing, which I remember, was Lord of the Rings: Fellowship of the Ring. It received some 20 million. The website received some 20 million views within, I think, a couple of days of it launching. It crashed, and the entire momentum was brought down. So having the right technological support is very important. Now we'll show you a video of what a good viral marketing campaign looks like. Although this is not so much on sales opportunity, but then again it's outing. The use of visual media in marketing basically symbolizes technological progress. It is symbolic of how, as humanity, we have progressed from basically writing novels down to having such a huge board of content available on the web. It has streamlined the marketing process and made it more inclusive and accessible. It is very easy for anyone to go viral. I mean, I'm sure all of you have seen that Charlie Bit My Finger video. Have you? Charlie with my finger in you. Ma'am, have you?
Yeah.
So that those kids are actually, their parents made around $50 million from that video. And it all must have started off as a very innocuous, just filming their two children biting each other's fingers off. And they made $50 million from it. So, I guess that's about it. Thank you.
So I just want to add one thing to the last bit. As you read this, I just want to share my own experience how I have used visual management in my own organization. I run a newspaper agency in Bangalore. It's a distribution agency. See, there are any number of delivery boys who work for us. So we want to train these delivery boys how to supply newspapers to our houses. It's a very difficult task. So what we do is we draw a chart like this. It could be a route map, it could be like this, it could be anything like this. So you will have houses here. It could be like this. So these all represent houses. So this is a particular area and this is the route map how the delivery boy should go about delivering people. So this square shows houses in that area. So it is very difficult for him if you tell to verbally or if you write it in a paper and give it to me. But if you draw a chart like this and show it to him in a visual manner, this helps the delivery boy to understand or remember the houses very easily. And after this chart will remain in the office forever. And if there is any customer leaving that place, they will be shifting to some other place. So these houses will be updated on a daily basis. If there is any new customer coming up here or here, so this keeps updating every day on a daily basis. If the delivery boy who supplies newspapers to that particular area doesn't come because he is not well or he has exams or he has any reasons, the other delivery boys who are left, who are spare delivery boys who work on, so just can come here and see this visual chart here and just update himself that which are the houses that he need deliver in that particular area. So this helps us like managers to ensure that the delivery boys are up to date with the number of customers need to be delivered, and it is very easy for us to train the delivery boys. It doesn't take us more time for each delivery boy to be taught on a daily basis. Why I want to share this is there is visual management in both formal sector and informal sector. It's not that only big corporates use visual management, but when I use this, I didn't know visual management. This was visual management, but yesterday when I saw this videos on, then I was okay, even I was using visual management all these years. So this visual management in most of all the organizations